podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.
PNR.
Now entering the PNRNetworks arena, coming down the aisle from Revere, Massachusetts, weighing in at absolutely none of your business. It's the Mistress of Mayhem, the Queen of Quips. It's time for Ring Around the Rosie with your hostess, Kim Brown.
Hey everybody, welcome to another week here on Ring Around the Rosie. I'm your host, Kim Brown, aka Platinum Rose Lady, coming to you on April 3rd, 2019. Oh gosh. Well, I hope everybody has been having a good month of April so far. It's a brand new month, you know, little couple of days into the month, and that's really awesome. We just came back from a little vacation. TC and I took a little mini break. I headed up to Salem, Massachusetts for the Salem Film Fest, which is a terrific film festival, all documentary film festival. We got to be there for a couple of days. It was just fantastic. Thank you once again to the Salem Waterfront Hotel for always being awesome and making us feel really at home and comfortable. And everybody, I love Salem. If you have any reason to go to Salem, Massachusetts, or make up a reason if you don't, just go, because it's an awesome place and you'll have a great time. I love Salem. So, obviously, the big thing we have to talk about is that this weekend is Wrestlemania 35. That is obviously a big, huge, enormous deal. Before we talk about that, however, I did think that it would be a good idea to bring up what happened with John Oliver, the host of Last Week Tonight, who did a segment on his latest show where he basically called Vince McMahon, the owner of the WWE, everything but a son of a bitch. He did refer to him as an a-hole at one point. I'm sorry, I am trying to give up swearing for Lent. Pray for me. You know, talking about all of the things that most wrestling fans who are over the age of 20 probably knew anyway. All the stuff about the fact that, you know, wrestlers don't have unions, that people have tried to get unions for wrestlers like Jesse Ventura, the issues that other people who have worked for Vince in the past have had, and, you know, so on and so forth. And the WWE responded, surprisingly, because sometimes they don't. When people have slagged on them, sometimes they've kept quiet. And they referred to Oliver's view as one-sided. Well, it would be one-sided. It's his. And that, you know, basically they said, well, you're wrong because we say you're wrong. Okay. I did find it interesting that Mr. Oliver, who I happen to think is a very bright dude, went about this in a very different way than other people who have criticized wrestling. Other people who have criticized wrestling, including one specific person whose name I will not bring up because I will not sully my mouth with it, and considering some of the stuff that I have put in my mouth, that's really saying something, who worked for or works, I don't even know if he still works there because I don't follow him because I don't care, who was employed by a paper in New York who made it very clear that not only did he despise wrestling, he despised wrestling fans and went out of his way to slam on wrestling and its fans at every opportunity. Mr. Oliver did not do that. He was very cordial to wrestling fans and suggested to fans that basically kind of suggested that the fans care more about the welfare of Vince's workers than Vince does. I'm not, I wouldn't say that's entirely incorrect, but I thought his tact and the way he did things was really interesting, Mr. Oliver. You know, it's all over line, you know, it's all over online. You know, you can find it anywhere. You can find transcripts. You can look it up on YouTube, da-da-da-da. So I'm not going to sit here and go over verbatim what he said. Do I think that he had the right to say all those things? Absolutely. Yay, First Amendment. Do I think the WWE it was well within their rights to respond? Of course it was. Once again, yay, First Amendment. Do I think anything got solved by their responding? No. Because like I said, it really was kind of like, well, he's wrong because we say he's wrong. Okay. I don't think that really, no. Anyway. I mean, do I think there should be a wrestling union? Yes. Absolutely. Do I think that wrestlers should be better taken care of by the promoters and the people who are allegedly looking out for them? Of course I do. I absolutely 110% do. We've seen the results of what happens when it doesn't happen, and wrestlers, have died, or other terrible things have happened because, head injuries, concussions, and all that. I mean, that's why you don't see people take chair shot after chair shot after chair shot anymore, and obviously other things like that, and wellness policies, and, yada, yada, yada. But I find the timing of this fascinating. I also found it hilarious that the WWE's part of their response was, well, if Mr. Oliver feels that way, he should come to Wrestlemania and see how we really take care of the people that work for us, or something to that effect. You gotta love it. They somehow managed to work in a plug for their upcoming pay-per-view. You gotta love it. You do. And talking of upcoming said pay-per-view, the granddaddy of them all, blah, blah, etc., so forth. WrestleMania 35, which will be held in New Jersey at the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Sorry, I went back to work today, so my tongue's still a little bit blah, blah, blah. Okay, obviously we have to talk about the big, huge, important part of the show. The fact that the main event of WrestleMania is going to be a women's match. I mean, wow. Seriously, freaking wow. I never thought I would see this ever in my lifetime, and I am amazed that it happened. I am super excited that it happened. I am super excited about the people who are involved in it. I really feel like this shows that we have come a long way from, lingerie matches and pillow fights and, crap like that. When you have a main event that includes Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch in a three-way dance for the winner-take-all, both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, because Charlotte beat Asuka for the SmackDown Women's belt. I'm okay. I said that and didn't scream. I'm fine. I'm not knocking Charlotte. Don't anybody get mad at me. Charlotte's a great competitor. But it's Asuka. Okay, dropping it. Talking about the other things going on around WrestleMania, they're going on, obviously, the person who is going to be the host of WrestleMania 35 has been announced as Alexa Bliss. Oh, joy, oh, rapture. And Elias will have a musical performance during the event. Does anybody remember the show from the 90s called Animaniacs? I loved that show. I loved the characters of the Warner Brothers and the Warner sister Dot. Does anybody remember this little bit of dialogue? And all I could think of is this when I think of Elias announcing he's going to have a musical performance. This little bit of dialogue between Dot and her brother Yakko. Are we being punished? Yes. So... Oh boy, who thinks that this is going to get interrupted? I've also heard that that apparently Elias threw out a challenge to both John Cena and The Undertaker. So apparently Elias has gotten very tired of living. I mean, I have to be honest. The idea of The Undertaker just tombstoning Elias over and over and over again just makes me laugh like a supervillain. I'm sorry. Joan Jett, the heavy metal goddess that she is, hard rock goddess, will be performing her song Bad Reputation as Ronda Rousey's entrance theme. She will be there to perform it live, which is very cool. And the song America the Beautiful is going to be performed by Yolanda Adams, who is a gospel singer and also the host of a syndicated show on the radio. And that will be done to kick off WrestleMania. Okay. I have no problem with using America the Beautiful. I don't. I think it's an amazing song, you know. Also, the Star Spangled Banner is really difficult to sing. So, it is what it is. And we know that there are going to be a couple of celebrities involved. Those would be Colin Jost and Michael Shea from Saturday Night Live, who are going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This is the comedy part of the show, folks, I guess. So let's go over the card real quick and talk about who I think is going to, not really what's going to happen, because I like to be surprised. What I'd like to see happen. Let's go with that. So we know that the pre-show is going to have it's going to have 3 matches on it as of right now. As always, cards subject to change and nothing's in order as I'm reading this, so don't yell at me for that. The pre-show includes the match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship with the champion Buddy Murphy going against the challenger Tony Nese. And as I mentioned, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal will be going on with a ton of people in it. Including, besides Michael Che and Colin Jost, who I hope get thrown out immediately, which would just to get the stupid stuff out of the way. As of right now, these are all of the people that are going to be in this Battle Royal. I will list them off super duper quick. Braun Strowman, Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil, Tyler Breeze, Jinder Mahal, No Way Jose, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, Kalisto, Gran Metalik, Lince Dorado, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Heath Slater, Rhino, Victor, Connor, Andrade, Ali, Shelton Benjamin, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Otis, Trucker, and EC3. In case somebody hasn't got the memo, Mustafa Ali has dropped the Mustafa part of his name and is now just going by Ali. Okay. Whatever. I don't care. He's still awesome. He's an amazing athlete, and he's super duper hot. So, there, I said it. Not sorry. I would really like to see Ali win this. I really would. As I mentioned, I think he's an amazing athlete. I think he's terrific on the mic. I think he is really easy on the eyes. I love his ring outfit. I love the whole kind of Sub-Zero mask thing that he has going. I just love it. I'm a nerd. I don't care. Do I think somebody else might wind up in this? Maybe. I won't say who, because I don't want to spoil it if he does show up. So I shan't say who it is. But some people who know where I live might be able to figure out who I think it could be. Also, in the pre-show will be the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Obviously, we're not going to bother with the whole thing that happened before, with the name and who it was named for and blah, blah. I'm going to leave that alone for right now, so there it is. You want to dig up that horse and beat it again, you go right ahead, because I ain't touching it. As of right now, the women involved in that match would be Dana Brooke, Mickie James, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, Lana, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, and Nikki Cross. Okay, I want to bring up Nikki Cross for a second, simply because apparently I had a child and nobody told me. I'm like, wow, did I have a kid and I forgot? I mean, knowing me, it's perfectly, I only bring this up because she was talking about eating sweeties. She was talking about being on Twitter. She mentioned, eating sweeties and watching Supernatural, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a child in spirit. I don't believe it. That's awesome. I am kidding, of course, to Nikki's mom, who must be very proud of her. Because me having a child is a horrifying idea. But best of luck to everybody. I really want Nikki to win. So, yay, unbiased. So, going over the main card of WrestleMania, as I mentioned, this is just in the order I've found things so far, so just live with it. So we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship in a Fatal 4-Way match with the current champions, Jimmy and Jey Uso, going against Ricochet and Aleister Black, going against The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, and also the team of Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. Did I mention I had to go back to work today, so I'm kind of really out of it. I don't know what to call that team. Shinsuke and Rusev they need to come up with a name, like now. It's very difficult to say, and I can't come up with a really nice portmanteau for it. So they need to come up with somebody needs to come up with something, because it's just not working for me. I think the belts are going to go to Ricochet and Aleister Black, because they're just amazing and they're getting a huge push. And I think that they would be fantastic champions. Not to say the Usos aren't, but I think the belts are going to them. Daniel Bryan puts his WWE Championship on the line against Kofi Kingston. Finally. I want this match to go off without a hitch. I also want to be 6'4" and look like Gal Gadot, but I don't. So I have a feeling there is going to be all manner of chicanery and goings on in this match, and I want Kofi to win the belt, but see what I think is going to happen with the championship matches, this match and the Rollins Lesnar match. Now I might be wrong about this. I might be completely wrong, but we'll have to wait and see. I have a feeling if Kofi wins, then Seth's going to lose, and if Seth wins, Kofi's going to lose. So we'll have to see either way. I think somehow Daniel's going to keep the belt by cheating, and I think they will have a very angry crowd on their hands if that happens. I really do. I think everybody should also bring what was I thinking? I almost suggested that everybody should bring hamburgers and throw them at Daniel Bryan, but that would be wrong. We don't want to do that. We don't want to throw food because somebody could slip and fall and hurt themselves, and there are starving children in China, and oh my gosh, I just turned into my mom. Oh man. But I do think everybody needs to bring signs that, like, for fast food places, just to annoy Daniel Bryan. Or drawings of bacon. Maybe there should be a bacon section, like there was a Cesaro section for a while and all that. There should be like a bacon section. I know I need more help than medical science can provide. I know. There is another Fatal 4-Way on the card, and this is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, with the Boss and Hug Connection, the champions Bayley and Sasha Banks, versus the Divas of Doom, Beth Phoenix and Natalya. I gotta say, I like that. I do. I like that. I really like that a lot. Because, diva, for a long time, diva's been a bad word. I'm good for Beth and Natalya for trying to take it back. Going against the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, so everybody get your earplugs out. Going against Nia Jax and Tamina, who I still don't have a name for calling. I don't have a name for this team, because every single thing I come up with, I'm like, that's mean, that's mean, that's mean, that's mean. So I'm like, I can't use any of those. So, those big scary ladies. That's oh gosh, that's really bad. It's definitely better than the other stuff I had, because trust me, you don't want to hear any of that. That was truly, truly nasty stuff. I think Sasha and Bayley are going to keep their belts. If nothing else, just to annoy Corey Banks, which, as far as I'm concerned, a day without annoying Corey Banks at least once is a day without sunshine. They're in a singles match. The returning Roman Reigns will be going against Drew McIntyre, and please let Roman beat the holy flippin' frog snot out of this sheep humping. No, I'm not. No. Not doing that. No. Not gonna do it. But I do want Roman to win. Sorry. We're so glad you're back, Roman. I'm glad you're back. And to all the people who decided to jump on the Roman bandwagon, I would like to be like, F you and the horse you rode in on, but I won't. I'm going to act like a lady for a change. And moving forward, we're over here now with the Intercontinental belt going on the line and the champion Bobby Lashley going against Finn Balor. Sorta, kinda. Because Finn announced that Lashley will be facing the Demon King at WrestleMania. Did it just get hot in here? Whew. I mean, not that I don't love Finn without the makeup, because Finn without the makeup is amazing, but Finn with the makeup and the whole crawling on the floor and all that, it's just... Oh. Sorry. Went off to my happy place for a second. I'm back. The United States Championship is on the line with the champion Samoa Joe going against Rey Mysterio, and I don't know if Rey is going to be competing at 100%. It was announced a little earlier in the week that he was injured. Hopefully he's going to be all right enough to actually have a decent match. By the way, I do think Finn's going to win the belt, and I actually think Samoa Joe is going to keep the belt this time. A singles match between the face that runs the place and the Apex Predator with AJ Styles going against Randy Orton. I don't know who's going to win this. I have to be honest. I'm a little bit like, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be Randy. I'm also just kind of hoping Randy doesn't get as weird in this match as he did back in the match with Jeff Hardy, where he stuck the screwdriver in in Jeff's earring or earplug hole and started twisting it. I mean, I'm sorry, that match was just weird. There was way too much slash-fic overtones in that match. Not that I have a problem with slash-fic, not that there's anything wrong with that. But I think Randy's going to take this one. I do. A Falls Count Anywhere match between Shane McMahon and The Miz. If you had told me a year ago that people would be cheering their brains out for The Miz, I would have told you were high. But Miz is the face in this because Shane has decided to act like a 14-karat double-dipped... Think of a bunch of swear words because I can't say them right now. This is, as I mentioned, it's a Falls Count Anywhere match. I don't know about this because Shane's whole thing has been that, he's the boss, he's in charge, and he can do anything he wants. And as I've stated, has been swinging his Johnson around like it's, he's all that in a bag of curly fries. I have this uncomfortable feeling that this match is going to end with The Miz winning and Shane being like, nope, reverse the decision. And if that happens, boo the place down. Boo the place down, New Jersey. Kurt Angle against Baron Corbin. It is a singles match. It is Kurt Angle's farewell match, and if he does not win it, there is no justice in the universe. If he doesn't severely injure Baron Corbin, I will be unhappy because Baron Corbin annoys me and I want to see somebody drive him through something that's on fire. Simply because I have a sadistic streak, and I admit it, I don't care. A no-holds-barred match between Triple H and Batista with the stipulation that if Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring wrestling. He must retire from being a wrestler. Considering what I heard about the show in Saudi Arabia, that might be a little bit of a case of too little too late, but whatevs. I really don't get this. I gotta be honest, I don't get it. And I don't really like it. To be, completely upfront and honest with y'all. Dave Batista is, for all intents and purposes, for a lot of people, Dave Batista is Drax the Destroyer. And while Drax is occasionally, thick as a bag of hammers, he is a good guy. So I don't understand why having, Dave come in and be this fire-breathing heel really works. I realize before anybody yells at me, I know as of right now that Drax was destroyed in the Snapocalypse at the end of Infinity War. But, you know, we do have Avengers Endgame to look forward to. Please come back, Spider-Man. I miss my sweet little Peter Parker. Moving forward before I get all verklempt. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal Championship. Oh, I want Seth to win this. I want Seth to win this so much. Actually, I really wouldn't care if a duck pinned Brock Lesnar as long as the duck got the belt off him. I really don't care. I honest to blog don't. I am sick to frickin' death of Brock frickin' Lesnar, and I don't care who knows it. I think this match is going to be spectacular. I'm not saying it won't. I also I have a feeling they're going to keep that belt on Lesnar. And I hope they boo so hard that they shake the rafters. I really do. As I mentioned previously, the main event will be the Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, going against Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, going against Becky Lynch. And it is a triple threat match, three-way dance for all the belts. So if somebody wins, whoever pins everybody, they get all the belts. Now the obvious choice here would be to have Becky Lynch win. I don't think they're going to do that. Or if they do that, I have this awful feeling that if Becky wins and she's got a belt on each shoulder and she's all happy and crying with happiness and blah, 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 that Vince is going to come down and strip her of the belts because she's not championship material, Dr. Evil quotes. And then something, I don't even want to think about what would happen next. I really and truly don't. I actually, not to make it, I really don't want to do the whole back in my day thing to you guys, but back in my day, I do remember seeing fans actually riot. And it's not really I joke about that, but that is not something you want to see, because that usually winds up with people who aren't involved with the riot getting hurt. We don't want that to happen. So, I did think it was interesting that Paul Heyman put up a tweet to Cher saying that asking Cher to give back one of Charlotte Flair's robes. I'm like, I think Charlotte ripped her look off from Cher, not the other way around, since I think Cher is twice Charlotte's age. Maybe? I don't know. I know a lady's not supposed to talk about her age, so we'll just leave that alone. All in all, I hope it's going to be an entertaining show. Do I think it's going to be? Yeah. I do think some things about it stink. I mean, the one thing that I obviously really think stinks is the fact that Dean Ambrose is nowhere on the card. Now, why that is, we all, there's been all this talk that Dean's leaving. There's been this kind of undercurrent of Dean's not leaving. Nobody seems to be talking as of this moment. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of wondering if I think it would be kind of awesome if Seth won the belt, not because Roman and Dean interfered, but if they did something to even the playing field a little bit, and then you had the Shield reunited in the ring, and then, I don't know where we'll go from there, but I don't know. I don't know. That's just me being nostalgic, I guess, and I want my happy endings, dang it. They're so rare anymore. I think it's going to be an entertaining show. I'm probably wrong in all my predictions, but I do know a few things that will come true. Roman Reigns will be there and look ridiculously hot. Finn Balor will be there and look ridiculously hot. And that's really all I care about. Ta-da! Actually, no, Seth Rollins will be there and look very hot too. So those are the three things that I care about. Yay, I'm shallow. If you guys have any comments or queries or predictions about what you think's going to happen at WrestleMania, please send them my way, platinumroselle@yahoo.com. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can do that. I am PlatinumRoseLady at twitter.com. And I hope you will check out the other shows that are part of our little island of misfit toys. That would include Subject Cinema, Platinum Rose's Garden, 3 Minute Weekend, Tuesday Digidex, Catastrophe, Vortex, Front Row 5 and 10, Cavebabble and our buddy Anthony Lamberti over on Aunt B's Nerd Grotto over on YouTube. And I also have a Patreon show. If you pledge $5 to our Patreon, you can listen to my show Kaiju Corner, which is me talking about monster movies, because that's been one of my passions since I was a very small child. And it's a fun show. At least I think it's fun. I hope people enjoy it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this show and let other people know it's out there if you would be so inclined. And so this is Platinum Rose Lady signing off for another week. I will be back next week talking about Wrestlemania, the aftermath. And I hope it's going to be a great show for everybody. I hope everybody enjoys the show, and I will catch you guys next week. Have a great rest of the week. Bye now.
You have been listening to Ring Around the Rosie with Kim Brown, a production of PNR Networks. Keep in touch with all things about the show at http://ringaroundtherosie.net. Ring Around the Rosie intro performed by Eric Lyon. Ring Around the Rosie theme by Digital Juice. Join Kim for a new Ring Around the Rosie every Wednesday. Ring Around the Rosie is copyright 2018 PNR Networks, Boston, Massachusetts, USA.
Podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.